Hi everyone, welcome to Life Tips by Ning. In today's video, I'm sharing the explanation for the 31st hexagram in I-Ching called influence. The reason it says influence is based on the image of this hexagram because we know that naturally position 1 and 4, 2 and 5, and 3 and 6, right? They form this corresponding relationship. But if you look at the arrangement of this one, every single natural pair falls into this yin and yang, yin and yang, yang and yin natural connection. Yin and yang naturally attracts and follows the law of nature. So that's why this is a very unique hexagram, signifying the natural attraction between two humans. How should you form connection and relationship with other people, hence influence other people? So there are two main wisdom behind this hexagram. The first one is emphasizing sincerity, pureness. You shouldn't have any external reasons or lucrative stuff to force a relationship. For example, if you want to bribe somebody with money, certain promises that's outward based, that sort of a bondage or partnership is very short-lived. In contrast, if you treat some other people with sincerity, kind of put your own ego down and really honor their interest, their support, their goals and desires, and you will receive that same love in return. And that is the Tao, the universe way of forming that everlasting bondage between human beings. And the second part is, again, going back to the image of the hexagram of how to treat relationship and influence other people. Because the inner triagram is a mountain, meaning you have to hold still, have enough self-control to kind of put your own self-serving motive down and have this self-controlling, self-restrained power like a mountain. But the external triagram is like a lake, give a lot of really happiness, calmness, very easygoing and loving type of vibe. So that's how we should treat other people on the outside. So internally very calm, still and steady, and externally treat people with kindness. And that's kind of the second part of the wisdom of this 31st hexagram. So now that we know the meaning behind this hexagram, if you want to look at individual lines, it's all about which one follows the spirit of the hexagram the most. If you're able to deliver that ideal wisdom or moral standards, of course the result will be very fortunate and positive. However, if you fall into this human ingrained nature of self-serving, not helping others, or very motive-based relationship, that will cause disaster or failure. So that's kind of the foundational logic behind all of those detailed information. So let's take a look at the first line. The first line simplifies your initial stage, your kind of still immature, like early stage of life, or eventually you progress throughout life or different stages of life, right? So the line description says this is kind of like your big toe on your foot. It's the beginning of a sensation. Even though your toes move, your whole body can stay still. So it's kind of signifying that this is a very faint, subtle beginning phase of something. You're still thinking about, you're still kind of forming your ideas, even though deep down you have this strong desire because of the corresponding connection between 1 and 4. You have this desire to go out, to venture outside, to have some sort of outward driven motivation, but you're still at the infant phase of it. So you're not prepared enough to even take any action. So this one is kind of a conditional line. Conditional line means there's no necessarily good or bad result. It's up to you. It's situational. It's always telling us it's not ready. It's at a very subtle and beginning phase. So how you think about it, how you prepare for it is key. And it's not yet ready for action. You have to wait for the right time to come. But emphasizing that when you're in this like the blooming, the kind of the seeding of this idea, um, remind yourself of that purity, the pure intent, the honorable intent. That's all. And the second line is a fascinating one because it the line description says it's like our calves for the leg. Technically, it doesn't move on its own. It follows the thigh and the rest of your body movements, right? So its natural position is an inline in the middle. The second position, its preferred tendency is to stay still, is to not move, which is a positive thing because it follows that spirit of hold still, hold your inner value still rather than being so impulsive and move all over the place. However, this one is so easily influenced by the yang line very close to it, saying that, hey, even though your default mode is to stay still, however, you have this risk of easily being influenced by potential bait out there, right? You see other people do it and they are successful. Now you kind of change your core value and want to follow blindly and do what they do, trying to copy their success. If you do that, that will incur a lot of failure and disaster because you're not following this sincere and purified intention. You're being distracted by this kind of jealousy or envy of other people's success. So it's about staying still, maintaining your composure until the future situation is clear. You can kind of predict it better, or it follows your pure heart, your original intent. Then in the future, it's ready to move. But now, stay still. Don't take hasty actions. The third one is a bad one because it's like our thigh. It's just a connecting part between the upper and lower body. So it's not moving on its own term. It's figuratively saying that you blindly follow other people without your own judgment. And that's totally a deviation from the pure intent, the sincerity. It has to come from your own heart. Wisdom from this overall hexagram. So it's such a deviation from it. This type of mindless submission and blindly follow other people, it will result in big disaster if you still proceed to go, not from your own intent, but from blindly following other people. It will lead to failure and unanticipated hurdles. The fourth one, this line description says it's your heart. So it's the same with the first. It's a conditional one. It's not necessarily good or bad. It depends on your own decision. It's like the heart. Buddhism literature says the heart itself, we were all born with emptiness. It's like a calm lake. It just mirrors what you put into it. Unfortunately, all humans do this. That's just how we are. We intake all kinds of self-incurred random thoughts. The thought is like throwing rocks on this calm lake. You stir the peace. You disrupt the peace of it. So that's like how we control our heart. If you let it be, let it stay in its natural stage, being undistracted by all this external noise, then you can maintain your authenticity and you naturally will attract really valuable and real friends, and that's super positive. However, most people live in this world, we all have desires, greed. Those are the rocks disturbing our peace. And because of that, your heart is deviating from its original state, its emptiness, its selfishness, and it reverts into this kind of egocentric, self-focused motive. Because of that, it will trigger a lot of manipulative behavior to get what we want. And that's a deviation from the wisdom, which even though you might have friends or success, those will be very short term, and it will lead to unfavorable result. So again, the first one is a reminder of us staying true to ourselves, not being distracted by all this desires or greed out there. It's all outward based, and go back into our internal values. It's a reminder one, and if you're able to do that, you will exempt yourself from a lot of risk and failure. The fifth one, this is a fascinating one. It's like the line description says it's kind of like the back of our shoulder or chest area. So that part of our body is relatively more rigid. It's not flexible. It's not a lot of movement. So naturally, the good part of it is it has this staying still tendency. Not a lot of things will easily influence it. It's less sensitive. So that's a good thing. Because of that nature, you're honoring half of this hexagram, meaning that stay still, stay true to yourself, stay authentic. That's why you will incur no regret. That's a very neutral and fairly good outcome. However, there's a second part. Because this is a yang line, meaning that you're kind of making sure your own interest is protected, but you're not blurring your ego, because you're still kind of like self-focused. As long as I take care of myself, I'm good, and I won't harm people. That's kind of the mentality versus I want to do one more step above it. Once I take care of my own interests, I also want to help other people and do the right thing for public interest. It's not going that far. Because of that, it's saying it's just you kind of maintain an okay result, but you're not achieving ultimate grand success because you don't have that type of ambition to watch out for public interest or delivering the second half of this hexagram's teaching. Last but not least, this is an yin line at the ending stage, which is kind of off balance, and it's simplifying our mouth and tongue, like how we talk, right? But it's an yin line and it's not in the right position, so it has a negative connotation of it's a bunch of empty talk, like people just talk for show. It's lacking the concrete sincerity to back it up. Because of that, if you land on that one, you just learn from it, saying that don't easily just listen to people's word for word and follow it because they don't mean it. They're trying to trick you. Pull it back and rely on your own judgment. This person you're dealing with is not. Don't show much trust to their words because they're just talking for the sake of talking and exchanging pleasantry or trying to get you to do something versus sincerely treating you as a real friend. So don't get fooled and pulled into that trap. It's a warning one. So that's the explanation for the 31st hexagram in I-Ching. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.